Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here today with a get ready with me, but it's like a talk through about how I potty trained my kids before 2. At about 20 months they were fully potty trained, my 2 daughters. I know every kid is different. I know that, you know, they say boys are harder to potty train than girls and stuff like that, but I hope you guys can put some of these things that I did with my kids to good use to see if you guys could start the little potty training journey that is oh so fun. And you know, not all of these things can work for everyone. It's not a foolproof method, just like anything else. It's just what worked for me. So it pushed me to kind of potty train like early per se is because I was gonna have my second daughter when my youngest was 14 months. So at about 18 months I started potty training. So like that's when we bought pull-ups and when we bought underwear and things like that. So that's when the whole kind of process started. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video like this way. I wanted to just do a sit down and talk to you guys, but I felt like it would be kind of boring just like me sitting here talking. So I figured it would be fun to do my makeup like while I was talking about this. So I hope you guys enjoy. And if you want to see my tips on potty training early, just go ahead and keep on watching. So I'm going to be using this argan oil just to moisturize my face. So let's see. So the person that kind of inspired me to potty train my kids like early was my mom. It kind of started with her. So I remember when Jet, she's my oldest, she was about 6 months, like 7 months. Like it was at the time when they can like sit up by themselves, like hold up their head really well and everything. And my mom was watching her one day, I don't remember what we were doing, and then when we came back she's like, Lil, like I sat Jet on the toilet and she like peed in the toilet. I was like, what? How did she do that? And she's like, yeah, I did that with you guys like when you guys were little. And so she's like, yeah, you know, I just sat her on the toilet, you know, when I was gonna change her diaper. She's like, and I just took her and I sat her down, and like the first time like she didn't go, but then like the next time like I took her, she went, and you know, all this stuff. So that's how it kind of started. So like I started when she would wake up in the morning, I would take her, when I was gonna change her diaper, I would take her to the toilet and I would just like sit her down. And so it was just kind of like introducing her to the toilet. Like it wasn't scary, you know, and it wasn't, because I know a lot of kids have that problem. Like once you want to start having them go on the toilet, they're like more aware, so it's like harder for them. And so yeah, so we ended up like doing that with Jet. I'm going to be using the Tartist Pro palette. I haven't used this in forever. So that's the first tip I kind of have, is to introduce them to the toilet at a young age. I know 6 months seems like crazy and, you know, whatever, but I mean at that age they don't know, you know, and all they know is that it's not scary and it's like something familiar. So yeah, that's the first tip that I have. So I think that was the main thing that really helped us in potty training the kids pretty early, is that they weren't scared of the toilet. Tip number 2 would be praise. Like I cannot stress that enough. Like if you get them to sit on the toilet, because that's half the battle, just to get them to sit on it, praise the heck out of them. Like, oh my god, you're the best kid in the world, I'm gonna take you to the store and buy you anything you want. Like you need to make it a big deal. So it's up to you if you want to do any sort of like incentive when you first start potty training. I know that it depends like on how difficult it is for you, so I would suggest like if you're okay with doing candy or something that they really like if they like Legos, if they like Play-Doh, if they like anything like that, I would suggest going to the store and like getting a little stash of it, making sure, you know, he doesn't know where it is, or she, you know, they don't know where it is, and as soon as they go to the bathroom, go pee, or number two, like it'll magically appear, So for me, I did like I would buy like a little bag of M&Ms or Skittles, like little candies, and that's what I would do. So like I wouldn't give them a whole bag of candy or a whole bag, like even like chips, like just any kind of like little junk foods that like they really liked but we limited. That's what we would just give them extra, or we would tell them like, oh, if you don't have an accident all day, we'll take you after dinner, we'll go have ice cream, we'll take you to go buy an ice cream, like anything like that. So basically half the battle is getting them on the toilet. Once they're on the toilet, the incentives is like huge. Okay, so tip number 3 is no pull-ups. So we did that. We did no pull-ups after we learned with our first daughter that it just was a slower process if we used pull-ups all day. So we jumped right into just underwear, and we would just be consistent. She would have an accident, we would change her, clean her up, put another pair of underwear, all that. Like there was a point where I ran out of underwear. It's, I had to do a load of laundry. You really just have to put in the work to get the outcome. So definitely, if you have some vacation time, I know like some people work, so it's not that easy to do that. And if you have a sitter, if you take them to daycare, they don't do that. They do pull-ups. So that's just from my perspective what has worked the best. So if you have any vacation time, or if you have any time that you're going to be off, or a long weekend, I would definitely suggest doing that. My oldest, she was great. Like she had more pee accidents, of course, but she never had a number 2 accident in her underwear. My second daughter, oh my god, like every day when we first started potty training her, almost like a couple of times a day sometimes, like it was really frustrating and just like not fun. So I'm going to move on to the face. I'm going to prime and then use the Fenty Beauty foundation. I just can't get away from this stuff, like seriously. Oh, okay, so number 1 was start them young, expose them to the toilet young, little. Number 2 is incentives, rewards. Number 3 was no pull-ups. Try to do 3 days in a row with no pull-ups, just underwear, none at all. And number 4, I don't know where my clip went where I talked about this, but is use a timer. So obviously when you first start out with 5 minutes, and then once you do a few 5 minutes and then they're not going as consistently, then do 10, 15, 20. It's all your preference. Just make sure not to do too long of a time when you're first starting out, and then you can do every hour, every 30 minutes once they aren't having as many accidents. But make sure to take them and to follow your timer, to actually go when your timer goes off, because time goes by, and that's when they'll have an accident when you least expect it. So even if they're not asking you, or they tell you they don't need to go, just take them and remind them of any incentive or like anything like that, and it will help things go a lot smoother for you, just because it's just that reminder to you to be like, oh, okay, let's go to the bathroom, instead of, trust me, you would rather take them every 5 minutes than have to clean up, some number 2 mess somewhere in your house. And, so just, that was number 4. And then number 5, we taught Charlotte, we didn't do this with Jet, but I feel like it worked really well with Charlotte, was teaching her what hold it means. So at first, when she would say, oh, pee-pee, when she started asking, we would be like, okay, let's go, come on, let's go pee. So we would hurry, you know, to get her to the bathroom because we didn't want her to have an accident. But then after we saw that she had better control and she wasn't having accidents every day and stuff like that, we started making her wait a little bit, like obviously not like 5 minutes or anything, but she would be like, oh, pee, and we're like, okay, hold on, hold it, okay? Like we'd say, hold it. She's like, okay. So like she would kind of be conscious of like, right now I'm not peeing because I'm holding it, but I have to pee. So I'm gonna like, you know, so like in their brain it like makes sense, like, oh, okay, like I have to hold it. So now if we're in the car or literally like somewhere where there's no bathroom or something and we have to wait a little bit, like it their bladder, you know, get used to that. So that's what helped us a lot too. And the last one would be to involve them as much as possible with the decision to potty train. So you can do this really easily. Like there are books out there that like show their kids going to the bathroom, anything that they like. I mean, not going to the bathroom, but you know, talking about going to the bathroom. So like find anything that they really love. If they love Power Rangers, if they love princesses, if they love like anything that they love or are really interested in, find a book or even play with them, like, you know, play pretend and be like, oh, you know, Spider-Man is going to the bathroom, okay, come on, you know, and that way they start to associate it with something that is normal, something that they need to do as well. So it really helps their brain start to really think about that act, and then they become more comfortable doing it, and then they try a little bit harder. They're not so like, what the heck are you making me do, you know? So you could also, like I said, associate it with anything that they have an interest in. You could take them to the store, have them pick out their own underwear, like with their own action figures. You can have them pick out like a toy that's gonna go with them, you know, a bathroom buddy, like to go with them to the bathroom every time they need to go, and then their buddy can go to the bathroom too. Take them to the store and let them get a little toilet seat. Like my oldest had a little toilet seat that went on top of the big toilet. We didn't have like the floor toilet seats, and we did that with my second daughter, and like they loved them. Like we took them, let them pick out the color and like which one they wanted, and you know, you can buy them some stickers and have them, you know, decorate it. I mean, make it a thing, you know. Kids love us to make things all about them, so you know, use this time to kind of make it about them to help you out, you know. So at night we started potty training my oldest. What we started doing to potty train her at night is having her go to the restroom as soon as we were about to put her to bed. We wouldn't give her liquids and stuff. My kids didn't have a bottle. I breastfed them like the whole first year of their lives, weaned them, and then they just had like sippy cups for a couple months, and they weaned themselves off of those. And so yeah, I didn't really have like the bottle issue, like where they would need a bottle right before bed, anything like that. So if you could try limiting their liquids, like have them eat a little bit earlier and then just give them a snack right before bed. That way you're not giving them too much liquids before bed. Take them to the restroom right before they're going to go to sleep. Make sure to have a pee pad, you know, or the pee pad sounds like for dogs, like you know, like the pads you can put underneath your sheets and stuff. We had a bunch of those, so we would have them in our bed, in their bed, you know, because at the time we were co-sleeping. And then as soon as they would wake up in the morning, we would take them to the bathroom, like rush them to the bathroom. Sometimes if we would feel them like tossing and turning or any of that, we would wake them up like, oh, do you need to go pee pee? And then a lot of the time it was like, yes, and okay, well, let's go, before, you know, letting them have an accident. And like I said, again, if they do have an accident, change them, change the sheets, change their clothes, go back to bed. I mean, no pull-ups, no, like I know it sounds like a lot of work, and that's because it is a lot of work, but it'll be worth it. So I haven't been setting any more of my face. I literally just set like right here, and I use my bronzer contour like to set my cream contour, and that's it. I leave everything else at my contour with the butter bronzer, like super lightly, and it's already all blended out. I make sure to get my temples, just because since I do drag out my concealer, sometimes like I can look bronzed here, and then right here it looks like weird and white. My youngest, she just turned 2 in September, so she's been potty trained, I would say about 5 months or so, meaning like she doesn't have accidents every day. She doesn't have accidents like while we're out. She holds it until we like get to a restaurant or until we get home, that kind of thing. So that's what I say, like she's potty trained. She doesn't wet the bed every night, but every so often she does still have like a little accident. We're not as like mindful, like, oh, don't give her any, you know, liquids right before bed. We try to when we remember, but it's not like it's a big deal. So I feel like that's probably when, you know, she ends up having an accident sometimes. So yeah, I'm just using the Tarte's Pro Glow palette to highlight. I love this palette. I just, you know, new things come out and I just forget about other things that I have. So yeah, I mean, every kid is different. Hopefully some of these tips like can help you guys out. I know a lot of them are just kind of like duh tips, but I mean, the biggest thing is just to be consistent. If you start any sort of, you know, kind of potty training method, you know, the biggest thing that they all have in common is consistency, I'm sure. This is how my hair looks if I wait for it to be dry and then I brush it out. It looks like this. But if I brush it while it's still wet, it'll dry really straight. So I just spray this, it's like an argan oil spray for your hair. And I just used this Allegory Story Gloss in Plato's Cave. I got this in one of my BoxyCharms like months ago, and I really like it. It's really pigmented, so if I just need something quick with color and like some gloss, like I definitely like using this. Since I did a really neutral, like basic kind of eye look, I knew like I could just throw this on and it would go with it. So I'm just gonna put some mascara on my lower lash line. So I'm gonna go ahead and straighten my hair off camera and then I'll be back. So I got this really cute shirt for Halloween. So cute, right? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that I kind of did a get ready with me and kind of like a informative type video on a mommy topic. So if you guys have any other suggestions on anything else you'd want me to talk about, just let me know and I can do those for you like as I get ready. So just kind of meshing the mommy and makeup, you know, topics together. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Bye. Right there, look. Say bye. Bye.